right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
I'm Seabass.
Hey, so the last couple of weeks we've kind of been talking about, electric cars, and Gavin's Jackass Newsom talking about mandating that there's no more sales of brand new gas vehicles by 2035. And then 2 days later, he's telling everybody buy an electric car. 2 days later, he's telling you don't use electricity. We don't have enough right now. Just hang tight. So I was talking to a few different people. There was a guy that was telling me about he's got a Tesla. And he said that when he drives long distances, they got to stop and charge.
Just like you would for gas.
Yes. However, he filled up, filling it up. Basically, fully charged it, right?
Right.
It took him 4 hours. And it only cost him $20.
4 hours?
4 hours to fully charge his Tesla. So I don't think that it was all the way like he probably pulled over like half a tank and said, hey, we got a long way to go. There's no electricity between here and there. Let's charge it up now. Right? So 4 hours, dude, for $20. Is it worth your time to sit there to pay $20 for electricity to charge your electric car?
It makes trips a lot longer.
Sure does.
And I don't take 4 hours. He's exaggerating. It's gotta be.
I don't think so, dude.
4 hours?
Yeah.
That's way too long.
It is what it is, though. It's an electric car.
You can go pretty far on a full charge to begin with.
Well, you can go like if you would a full tank of gas, right? Almost 400 miles. From what I understand.
You think?
But again, it all depends on how you drive. Because even Mo was telling us, hey, I was when we went to Phoenix the last time, he said, oh yeah, he says I was further away from the gas station than I realized, so I keep it at 60, 65 or 65 so that I get the most amount of time out of my battery that I can. So you can't drive like you normally would because you've only got a certain amount of time before you hit the next power station.
I'm still stuck on 4 hours.
And then you got to drive let's say you're driving out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, there's a gas station, and the dude that comes out and spit on your window and clean it has got 3 teeth, doesn't have the charging port for your Tesla. Like, they don't have the power bank to do it, right? So then what do you do?
Well, in Tesla's defense, I think they've got it down to a science. They've got enough charging stations for their vehicles. I think you could probably go from one side of the country to the other.
But do you have
to be all right?
But you have to stay but is it like major thoroughfares? Like, you can't go through the back roads of fucking Appalachian Mountains and shit.
True.
You know what I mean?
But again, I do think that they have it down to a science. Now, all these other electric cars, all these other manufacturers, I should say, I don't think they necessarily do. Not like Tesla.
Now, get this. This same dude was telling me about a buddy of his that owns a Tesla. And his buddy of his was going through some tough times. And he couldn't make his payment on his Tesla. He was unable to make the payment. And he had gone a couple of cycles without making his payment. He took his Tesla to the grocery store. The repossession company got in contact with Tesla. They acted the navigation system, figured out where the car was. They told him where the car was. Now get this. They activated the summons, I guess is what it's called, emergency summons or something like that. So what they did is they were able to back the Tesla out of the spot that it was in, unlocked the doors, and they honked the horn as all clear for the tow truck drivers to come and get it. Because they were there in the parking lot, but they couldn't, because of where it was parked at, they couldn't get to it. So they let them, as soon as they pulled it out, they hooked it up and took it.
Wow.
and they're saying that because Tesla has that self-driving feature, once it's approved, if you're driving and you park somewhere and your car can be repossessed, all they have to do is summon it back to the dealership that you bought it from, and that car will drive itself to the dealership. So you can't fuck around on a Tesla, or if you have an electric car, you're not gonna be able to.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't think this is true. Why? And if one of the reasons is why if they could back it up, open the door and honk the horn,
right?
Why does the tow truck driver even need to hook it up to his tow truck? Why can't he just jump in and drive it away?
Who?
The tow truck driver.
Because they're not allowed to drive the car. They have to tow it. The repossession company has to tow it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm not a tow truck driver. I'm not a repo guy.
So why are you saying that? But you're saying that as fact.
Yeah, I am. I just wanted to move past.
Don't get me wrong. I understand, because that's a one man job where you just roll to somebody, back your truck up, have that big piece of equipment come out, jack it, attach it to the vehicle, and take off as soon as possible before the guy comes out and beats your ass for taking his ride.
Besides, what's the embarrassment in the company backing it out and you getting in and driving off, as opposed to beep, 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 and they drag that motherfucker out the parking lot? That's a lot different.
And the next thing is, why is Tesla getting involved? Because I would assume, just like every other car dealership, you're not financing through Tesla.
Well, you did, like Toyota, you finance through Toyota. You can finance through Ford. You can finance through Chevy.
Don't they like sell your contract to a financial institution?
Not always. They do that more with mortgages than they do with cars. Usually when they sell a car loan, it's because the loan's gone bad. So they sell it to a creditor.
Because when I bought my truck, my financial institution was Capital One.
Well, maybe because when they were going through, they found you a better rate through Capital One for a used vehicle than they did for than their own company. And you probably have a relationship with Capital One, right? Like
no,
you don't know. No,
not at all.
Mm-hmm. They probably were able to get a much better, a more competitive rate through them.
How many credit cards do you have?
Like just credit cards, or credit cards and like stores?
Just credit cards.
I think I have 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I have one with no balance. I have one with just my gas on it, and then I have the Apple one that's on my phone. So whatever I get through Apple or whatever, I mean, that just goes on that card. And then I have one that I tapped out on DoorDash in Vegas. But that's about it. I try not to go too deep on them. You?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah. No, actually I have 2, but one we use. Another one is specific for traveling. And it's got, like, the 4 of us, we have a card on that account.
Oh, okay. So, like, the reason why I did that, though, is because I was kind of reestablishing all my shit. So the first one, I was like $1,500, and then the next card I got was like $3, and now I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Pump the brakes. I'm going, Jesus Christ, I don't need that much freedom. I'm good. So that's where, sometimes I have to battle myself not to just buy bullshit because I can buy it.
Right. Yeah.
I have a bad habit of. What I want, I buy, and I don't wait till because I want it. I'm gonna have it. Period. You know what I mean? And that's gotten me into trouble before. But
even at this age.
No, not so much at this age. Like probably since I came back and I bought the house, I've been really kind of level-headed about shit. Even before then, when I started making some real money and started thinking about, okay, well, how am I gonna get ahead? How am I gonna get all this shit done? What am I gonna, you know what I mean? Started thinking about that and these guys and setting them up and doing all that shit. You know? Started off a little bit late, but it is what it is.
I mean, I used to have a Visa card, an American Express card, a Discover card. I think that was it as far as credit cards. I got canceled by American Express because I missed a couple payments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just forgot you had it?
No, I just didn't have the money.
Oh, shit.
Because you got to pay the balance off at the end of the month.
Right.
So I just didn't have that kind of money.
Oh, so you had like the legit green American Express.
Is there another one?
Yeah, because so like the green one is like, so there's two ways to look at it. That's either like fucking beginner credit, because like that's almost like a prepaid card, because you got to pay it all off at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm just saying that that's the easiest way to put it. And then you have like the ones that are like the gray with the black writing on it, and then the other upper echelon ones. You don't have to pay it all off at the end of the month. You can make payments to American Express.
Well, I of course I had the green one, which is
but nobody knew the difference back when we were young and starting credit. They were like, American, oh shit, he got an American Express.
Well, I got an American Express because there was no interest.
Okay.
So it was like, of course, well, but I found out after I started working for Alamo, American Express charges the vendor more, the merchant, I should say. They have a higher percentage rate. That's how so that you don't have to pay, they actually charge the merchant more.
Got it.
But yeah, I the funny thing is they canceled me, which I understand. But like within a year, they're asking me to come back, sending me
offer letters.
Yeah, it was like, no.
Well,
I got in trouble once. I don't need to get in trouble again.
Right. Well, Sebastian's we finally set him up with one. How many offers do you get a day now?
Not many a day, but I've already gotten like 2 more letters from them with other cards. Like, no, I'm okay with the one.
Did you pick a particular
Capital One? Just because I like their reward system.
And what is it?
I think the one that we have is 5%.
Yeah.
You get 5% back on all your purchases and shit.
All your purchases?
Yeah, for the most. Yeah, for as far as I know. I mean, for most part. There might be a few things that you don't get it, but
I thought it was like 1% on something, 2% on something else, 3% on gas.
Well, but there's different ones. Like you have your, what is it? The Capital One Advantage card. You have the Capital One Quicksilver. You have all these different ones. So whatever fits your lifestyle better is the one that they try to push you to. That you get, but again, that gets dangerous. And one of the things where people started getting caught on, and apparently it's illegal because it's some sort of, they consider it kind of like a scam or a fraud, is like kind of like when I got American Express because there's no interest, so you get a credit card, right? So like, let's say you got your Capital One and you went out that weekend and you fucking just maxed it out. You just went balls to the wall and just said, I'll deal with it later, right? and you maxed it out, right? Then you came home and you got a letter from someone else that said, hey, we got another card for you. No annual fee, no interest on any money that you transfer over. So like if you owed on your Capital One, you could on any balance transfer. So that money that you owed on there, if you transferred over to the new card, 0 interest for the first year. So now that money that you went balls to the walls with, you borrowed for free because you transferred it over to the other company, right? So you pay on it for a year or 10 months, 11 months. Year's almost up. It's not paid off. But somebody else sent you a card. Hey, I got a card for you. No annual fee, 0 interest for the first 12 months. Oh, shit. You balance transfer over there. Now you got like fucking 8 cards with zero, with the first year with zero balance, and they all have like a fucking $5,000 limit now because you rang it up and you paid it off. You're sitting on fucking $40,000 worth of credit on credit cards. You're like, you know that car I was looking at? I could just go buy it on my credit cards. I mean, people have done some outlandish shit, right? Like, they'll go buy a boat or whatever they can with that card just because it's available credit to them. Yes, it's available, but you got to be able to pay it back. And at some point, credit's good, but at some point, too much available credit will work backwards for you and it'll hurt you. So you got to be careful with there's so much.
This is all bullshit.
Yeah, there's so much involved with credit that
it just proves how fake money is.
Yeah? Well, and it's getting even worse now.
Well, that's literally what our money is based off of.
What, credit?
It's called fiat money. It's fake money, not fiat like the car.
So fiat stands for what?
Fake. I can't remember what language that is, but because it's paper based off the value of gold.
Right.
So our money has no fucking value other than the color that's on it.
Yeah, it is just the only reason it has worth is because we're willing to say it has worth. That's
right.
Kind of cryptocurrency. That's the same thing.
Right.
That only has worth because people are willing to accept it that it has worth.
Well, but that was the difference between like what we have now and then what they had back in the day. I don't know if you ever seen a demand note. I believe is what they're called. So on there, it says that it's a demand note that no matter what happens with the value of money or the collapse of the country, if you have a $10 bill, that fucking bill is worth $10 worth of whatever you have in your store, no matter what is going on. That bill will always be worth $10, and the government has to trade you on that.
Well, that's money.
No, not all money says that. Not all money is a demand note. It's a legal tender, which means that it could be used to buy goods and services.
All right.
Because it means that you have that's equal to what you're purchasing. But a demand note is a certain kind of money that was given out. I think it was during like the Depression, right? That revolution. That it was a demand note saying that no matter what, no matter how far the world collapses, your money is still worth the same as it was before all the bullshit happened.
So why wouldn't that have been taken over versus the actual currency? Because
the value of the money changes.
Well, because you got to remember, at some point you had North and South. You had different people vying for the country. But because we were one United States at that through the colonies, that was still one demand that was pay me that $10 that's worth. No matter what it is, it's still worth that amount of money. I don't know why they didn't keep putting that on money, if that's what you're asking me.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because I'm just saying that would be the safer bet.
Correct. But I think that money became... it's been stable for years. None of our banks have ever collapsed and shut their doors and people show up and be like, fuck it, fuck off. We don't know what happened. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? It's happened.
Because of the Great Depression, everything's insured now.
Right. Because of the, FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Company, right? I think is what it's called. And then you have your other one. And that's why, like, when you go into a bank and if you have money and you go in, each vesting, what they call it. So like you and your wife, you go in, you want to open a checking account. That account is secured up to $250,000. Okay. By the FDIC. So then you say, okay, well, we're going to open another account. But I want to make sure it's insured. So now you open one in your name in trust for your wife. So that means if you pass away, she gets the account. Right? So now that account is secured up to $250,000. Now you have $500,000 worth of insurance on your money.
Why can't you just open another account the same way?
Because it's the same vesting. You and your wife are the same. But you, in trust for your wife, that's a different vesting. Does that make sense?
No.
How does that not make sense?
I go to a bank. My wife and I go to a bank.
Right.
We open an account.
Correct.
Put 10 grand in it.
You vested it.
Okay. We go 10 days later, we go to that same bank.
Correct.
Open up another account, same way, 10 grand.
Yep.
It's not vested the same?
Yes, it's vested the same. So you can open those up, and as long as you have, the way I understand it, as long as there's not more than $250,000 in those two accounts.
Okay, but I opened it the same way. Meaning it's just her and I.
Right. So now you have combined, those two can't be more than $250,000.
Okay, right. So I'm just asking because what you said was the second account open in your name and have her as a
right. Because if you open up an account with you and your wife, right?
Right.
That account is vested and it is secured and insured up to $250,000. If you come in and you open up another account, like let's say you open up that first one and you put $250,000 in it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's maxed out.
It's maxed out.
I get that.
If you come in and you open another account, you can't open it the same way you did the first one. You can, but it's not going to be insured. That's why you open it up in your name in trust for her, and now that account is secured up to $250,000.
So it's not the account.
It's the way it's vested. It's the way it's worded or framed.
And you know this for a fact.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way it was in 1989, 90, 91, 92, all the way up to about 94. Because that's when I stopped working there. That was the last I heard. So it might be, even more now, but I remember back then it was $250,000. So I'm going to tell you what I do know. If you have more than that and you need it fixed, then you need to know what it is. You can go ask your bankers.
I no longer am involved in my kids' credit cards.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once they got out of school, like I haven't been involved in my daughters in a while. And then my son, he just took over. As soon as his first paycheck, we were, all right, you're on your own.
So when they had credit cards before, it was on your account?
No, it was theirs. I would just pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Just to get them to establish their credit. Stuff like that.
Oh, that's good. Right.
And it's not like they went on shopping sprees or anything like that.
Often. Come on.
They're like their Ubers were hooked up to it because you got to make sure you always get the money ready if you need the Uber ride. Don't hook it up to your debit card because if you're overdrawn on it,
right?
You need that ride if you've been drinking. And they haven't said. Let me backtrack. She hasn't said anything yet. He's still new at it, so I don't think. In other words, what I'm saying is, I hope they don't get into trouble. I hope I've taught them well, and I hope it's going okay with them.
Well, not. I think your children are financially safe with what they make, and they shouldn't have to go that deep on a credit card. However, sometimes you just want to go with balls to the wall and throw caution to the wind. I'm just saying.
Hey, don't get me wrong. It's like my daughter's going to Texas. She's doing this and she's doing that, and I'm not asking any questions. It's like, okay, you got it handled.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Here's the big question. Hey, Dad. So, I've been paying my bill lately, but I heard the podcast and I kind of been going balls to the wall lately. And can you help me out? Like I'm hurting. Would it come with a look? This is a perfect time for us to have a discussion, and you're going to lecture, or would you just be like, I'm going to help you out this one time? I'm not even going to have a discussion with you. I'm not going to say anything to you.
I don't think there will be a lecture because it's already known. You know, what am I going to tell you that you don't already know?
Right.
I mean, don't do it again. What's that going to do?
Right.
However, I would probably want to know the details. All right. At what point did you see it going sideways? And how far away was that point till now?
Well,
Did you continue to keep it going sideways, or
I woke up a couple times in the cab on the way home. Yeah, I mean, I think those are pertinent questions. I think you
because when I was young, got that J.C. Penney credit card, got that Circuit City credit card.
Ugh.
You know, I got that stereo system. Got the what was that spot next to the mall? Radioactive.
Radioactive, yeah.
They had credit. Well, did you fill out that little brochure?
Yep.
Oh,
American General.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's what it was, right? American General Financing.
Yep. And then I remember going to Firestone
Well, I had one of them
tires
too. Yep.
and get me some rims.
Matter of fact, I believe the Firestone card was the first one I had
Really?
because I needed tires for the Monte Carlo. And it just so happened that they had a set of rims that I liked.
Yeah.
So I told my dad, and I was like, hey, well, let me, sign for me. Let me get the rims and the tires.
You know what I did wrong? I don't know if you ever noticed it. You probably did, but when I got my rims for my VW,
Okay.
I got the Eagles.
Okay.
And they weren't chrome. They were polished.
Oh, yeah.
And that is because the price difference was
Phenomenal,
yeah.
right? Back then.
Yeah. But I should have went with the chrome.
And the polishing back then and the piece that they put over it is so different than today. Because it went from that style of rim to like right after we graduated, it started with Boyd's. They all had that fucking 1999 4-door Chevy slammed long bed or the dualies that had the big fucking tires on, and they all started off with oh shit, he got 16s. Shit, 16 be like, why are your tires so small now, right? You know what I mean? And so it's just all like the times, but you probably got what was the best at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Well,
I mean,
I got what I could afford at the time.
I was trying to help you out.
I mean, they looked like a nickel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like, I mean, they were cool, and don't get me wrong, it made the car look totally different.
Because it was black, and then it had the little chrome lip, right? Or were they white?
They were. Well, I had the stars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but they weren't chrome. They were polished.
I made the same mistake with my first set of 5 stars. I got the polished ones, but I did that because I was able to get this shit to polish them, and it was in a red and yellow tube. Well, about a year after I had the car and I had them, I ran out of that shit. Well, apparently, right before I bought the fucking rims, that shit became illegal in California.
Damn.
Because of whatever the chemical was, you know what I mean? And I would have had to have driven to Phoenix to get it. So then I had to use an inferior product and learn how to use that. I mean, that shit that I had was bomb. And then you have to learn, if you don't do that, you got to learn how to use like they call it jeweler's rouge or a polishing rouge. So you have different colors. Like you have a white one that's really gritty. You have the green one that's a soft grit, and then you have a red one that's really super fine, and that's to bring the polish out. But you got to know how to use them. And it creates a fucking mess, bro.
You know, what's funny about you saying that is you said I would have had to driven to Phoenix to get it.
Right.
Whereas now, you know, you just go online and
shit, they won't ship it to you.
Yeah.
Shit, we had because there was also paint. So it was this paint that was really popular back then, and it was called Emron. And Emron was an airplane paint. And it was fucking, that paint, if you painted your fucking, that shit would not come off. It was, and it was, I think it was I don't remember if it was a single stage or if they went to a single stage, which means you didn't have to clear it and do all that shit with it, right? But anyways, so Emron you couldn't get in California either. And that was like, the guys that were doing candies and doing all that, they wanted Emron back in the day, you know what I mean? Because fuck, that was the paint, right? So again, you had to fucking, and then you'd have to learn the back ways back out of fucking Arizona because you couldn't go through the checkpoints because what do you bring about? Nothing will pop your trunk, and then you got fucking 80 gallons of fucking paint. Yeah. It's like when you come back and you have fruit, you can't bring fruit across.
Yeah.
Even just from state to state. Crazy.
And when you say you got to know how to use those compounds,
yeah.
Same with cymbals on a drum set. When you go to clean them, you have to use a special compound, and you have to use like 5 rags for one cymbal.
Well,
like the first rag, you apply it, and in the second rag, you kind of buffing it out with it.
Right.
Third rag, you're actually trying to remove it. And then same with the fourth and the fifth, just to get the fingerprints off of it. I could never do it. I mean, you got to spend like an hour.
Hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's not something I could do.
We did, but we get high and drink, and we just sit there and bullshit and tell stories and shit. You know what I mean? But I couldn't do it now. Now I don't know if I could sit and wipe down a car that clean and complete. Doesn't draw my attention right now. You know what I mean? Although I saw a car the other day, and I was thinking, I'm like, fuck. If I'm gonna do a car, I'm gonna get a car like that, and I'm gonna fucking just sink everything I have into it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to do that either. Like, it doesn't make sense to me anymore to throw all my money into a car and then retire on fucking Social Security. Back
to your Tesla. Somebody told me a story about they had gotten a flat tire on the freeway.
Okay.
And Tesla apparently doesn't have a spare. So,
what?
There's no spare tire in a Tesla.
How the fuck are you going to spend that kind of money and not have any kind of spare?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I remember when they switched from a full-size spare to the donuts. Fucking ridiculous. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Well, my wife's car doesn't have a spare.
Really?
Yeah.
The little white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So where the fuck are you going to put it?
Yeah. Well, you can get a spare, but the trunk is so small as is that if you were to put that spare in there, you couldn't put anything in the trunk. And I don't know if you knew this, in my wife's car, the little trunk that you do have, there is it almost looks like a window blind that you pull back towards you from the rear of the car to the tail end of the car.
Okay.
It's a car. It looks just like a blind.
Like a windscreen, right, for the back seat or whatever.
Well, it looks like a windscreen, but you hook it, and it has sensors. Because the hardtop goes into the truck.
Okay.
So if you could, it needs that so the car knows that the top will fit into the truck. Wow. Because if you can't pull that thing over, that means you got something obstructing, and you could crack the window. You could dent the top when it comes down into the trunk.
Okay.
So it's got to have that clearance. So if you don't put that material, the top won't retract. Wow. So, and then again, if you were to get a spare tire, it'd be a small donut as well, but it fits perfectly in there, and nothing else will be able to go in your truck.
Wow.
But that's why they get the what do you call it?
Roadside assistance?
No, never run flat.
Oh,
tires.
Yeah, but they're like for 50 miles, right? It's usually the
something like that. And they're like 3 times the amount.
Yeah,
of a regular tire.
Fucking expensive as shit, right?
But the person with the Tesla, so they had to call Tesla's roadside assistance. And again, like the story I told you about when Manuel says he charges, it automatically knows his car. As soon as this person hit the roadside assistance button, if you will,
Right.
they said, "Hey, Mr. Smith, how can we help you today?" Immediately. He's like, "Yeah, I got a flat tire." They're like, "Okay, we're gonna send somebody out. We have your location. We'll send tow truck driver out to you." He said, "Perfect." They got back to him. It's gonna be about an hour. So he's at a rest stop on the freeway, right?
Might as well charge it.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't have a charger. He didn't want to run his stereo, or he could watch a movie, but he says his charge. He had to make sure he had enough charge to
To get home, right?
to get at least to a charging station. So now here's the funny part. So the tow truck driver took forever to get to him. So he's out there waiting for a tow truck driver for probably an hour and a half. Tow truck driver gets to him and says, "Look, we're supposed to and usually have the tire here with us. I guess they swap it out.
Okay.
But we don't have any at the moment. So we need to take you to the nearest Tesla station, Tesla whatever dealership,
Right.
and they'll be able to get you handled there." So he got towed to the nearest Tesla station,
Which was,
in his city.
oh, I thought you were saying it was like an hour and a half away or something.
No, it was probably I think he said maybe half an hour, 45 minutes away.
Jesus.
And then they replaced the tire there for him. But this whole debacle was 4 hours before he's back on the road. And I asked him, I said, "What happens if this same scenario happened, but at 11 p.m. at night? What happens?" He didn't have an answer. He didn't know. You get a flat on the freeway, tow truck comes out for you, and they don't have a spare. What do? You can't go to Firestone. Middle of the night, you can't do anything. Firestone's not even open. But apparently, you got to get the tires from Tesla.
You can't. It's not like you can just go get a tire somewhere. You gotta be.
I'm under the impression you got to get it from Tesla. I'm under the impression.
Holy shit. That's a fucking racket right there, bro. Jesus.
But again, what happens if this happened at 11 o'clock at night? What do you do? Are you spending the night wherever it is you're stuck?
Well, they're gonna have to take you to the dealership. You're gonna have to find somewhere to stay near the dealership or sleep in your car until the morning. Unless Tesla has some sort of nightcap service there at the
maybe they would contact another tow company that would have an actual tire on hand and get that to you as soon as possible. So it's just one of those things that, in theory, it's like did we speak about this when I used to buy digital cameras?
Yeah.
And buy the insurance, the warranty.
Really?
Yeah. I did it once.
Okay.
Because I bought it. I bought the warranty because they sell it to you as anything goes wrong with it, you bring it back, we give you another one.
Where was this at?
Best Buy. Can't fix it, we'll give it right back. We'll get you a brand new one. And the newest model. So if it's 2 years old, you got a 2 year newer model camera. Okay, sure, I'll pay the extra whatever. But you going on vacation, you need your camera, it don't work, you take it to Best Buy. Okay, it'll be about 3 weeks, we'll get back to you. Because if we can't fix it, we'll give you a new one. But it's going to take about 3 weeks to figure out if we can fix it or not. I'm like, I'm going on vacation in 3 days. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Should have read the fine print. And that's the last time I bought the insurance.
And you didn't call for a manager or nothing, and
no, I'm not that way.
Fuck that! I'd have walked out with somebody's camera.
Oh, I walked out with a camera. It's just another one.
But you had to pay for it. Fuck that. Well, but even then, he was okay. Listen, hey, I understand that. Why don't we do this? How about you just give me what I paid for that one towards another one?
Yeah, I could have done that.
You know what I mean? Like, work something out with me, dude. Like, I got to get out of fucking town. I don't feel like I should have to pay for it because that's not the way the insurance was sold to me. Yes, I probably should have read it. I'm an adult, whatever, whatnot. It's not the way it happens. We all know that that's not the way it works, but I need something. Help me out. And see where it goes. And if that doesn't work, then you turn on the other part. You know what I mean? But you give me one now, I'm gonna come back and take them all tonight. All that shit. Even the cameras in your office. Something, dude. Shit. These fucking companies get away with all kinds of shit.
I remember being so pissed because I think I might have been going to like the Disney World or something, and just as a fluke, I tested the camera, and I don't remember what was wrong with it, but it was not working. And I remember, hey, I got a warranty, but go over there, they're gonna give me a new one. They're like, no, it don't work that way. Sorry, sir. We got to check it out. Make sure we got to send it in. They'll check it out at our wherever, and they'll let us know.
Oh, that's before they had the Geek Squad. That's why now you walk in, they check that shit right away. So what happened? Did you end up getting a new one? Did they fix the one you had?
I don't remember. I remember buying another one. And then when I was at the cashier and she said, "Oh, would you like to purchase insurance?" I said, "Hell no."
Hell the fuck no.
And my wife and I went out to dinner Saturday night. We just went to Olive Garden, And I'll be honest with you, I was taken aback. There was a family across from us, 6 people. Parents,
6 people? Goddamn.
2 the parents and let's say 4 kids. I don't know if they were their kids, but there were 4 younger people there celebrating a birthday. And they were taking pictures with a digital camera.
Really?
And I was even like, oh my! I told my wife, I said, "Oh my God, they're taking the pictures with a digital camera."
Like, what's it like? So when you say a digital camera this day and age, I'm thinking like the fucking Nikon with
that's a
SLR.
Yeah, that type of camera.
Right.
Now this is one of the before cell phones cameras got good. This is a legitimate little Sony.
Why would you take pictures with the camera?
I could not believe it. The flash went off and everything, kid.
It's funny that you say that because the girl that works for me, she's Sebastian's age, right? And she came in and all he said, "Oh, Mingo, look what I bought." It's like, why the fuck would you buy a 5 megapixel camera when the one on your iPhone is a 12 megapixel camera? They don't make I didn't get it. But there's something about that nostalgia of whipping out a camera and being able to take pictures on your camera. And I never understood it.
Something like that. No, you don't. You use your phone.
Right.
Come on.
And my thing is that I never took pictures anyways. I was never the one to grab the camera. I never had one. I wasn't always picture. It was never me. And then even now I have the cell phone. You don't see me whipping it out taking pictures of much, right?
And the key word was in the cell phone.
Right? Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. So yeah, that shit's still all kind of foreign to me about how.
Dude, I'm telling you, we were eating and all of a sudden I saw a flash go off and I looked at the table and somebody had a little camera taking pictures. I could not believe it.
Now, when you and your old lady go to somewhere like that, do you guys share a plate?
No,
or we're
not there yet.
So, you get the salad that comes to the table?
Olive Garden, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and the breadsticks and all that shit, right? And then you each get an entree.
Yes.
Maybe a drink or two?
We did that night, yes.
So, the bill a little bit over $100?
No, it wasn't even that bad.
Really?
Bill was no, actually it wasn't. It was $72. And, okay, let me backtrack. we sat at the bar first because there was a wait.
Okay.
And the drinks that we got, I paid for it, and that was like $20.
Okay.
So $72 was for the meal. We didn't get another drink.
Okay.
So it would have been $100.
Okay.
Now, before you go any further, I don't know if you've noticed customer service, whether it be a restaurant, Home Depot, has just gone downhill.
Absolutely.
The last 2 years especially.
Yeah.
It started going downhill, but it really took a nosedive during the pandemic.
Yep.
And coming back. We had this waiter that he was the best. Smiling every single time he came by. Hey, can I get... Of course. Be right back. Dude, the best waiter. Oh my God, it was incredible. We
tipped him really well?
Yeah. Of course, come on.
So your bill was $100. What'd you tip him?
My bill was $72.
72. So what?
I gave him $100.
You gave him $100?
Oh, I gave him $100.
So the total. So you gave him like $27.
28. Yeah.
$28. Well, that's a pretty generous tip off of a $72
Yeah.
bill. That's not bad.
So what were you going to say before I interrupt you?
No, because I was because I think the last time Sebastian and I went, because Milo doesn't like that, and you really don't either, but you went because I had been wanting it for a while, and it was $100, and I was kind of surprised that it had gone up to that kind of price. I was like, it's fucking salad and pasta.
I mean, you have a point.
You know what I mean? Like salad, the most expensive part of the salad is the olives and the pepperoncinis, right? Like everything else is like $1, right? You had a lettuce, $1.50, right? So let's say they use the whole fucking lettuce in there. That's $1.50. $2 worth of pepperoncinis because they only put like 3, right? The sauce, the onions. You're looking at a fucking $5 bowl of salad. How much of that is included? How much of that was your $72 meal ticket?
Yeah. Anyway, come on, they got overhead.
I'm just saying, like, I get it. I get that they have overhead and they got to pay these people and they got to do all this stuff, but
My uncle, my mother's brother,
yeah,
Champ's grandfather,
okay,
for the longest time, it was like he wouldn't eat pizza. He was mad at pizza places, pizza parlors. You know, we're from New York. Pizza's a real thing.
Right.
We eat that.
like that's a staple.
Yeah. Right. He worked at a pizza spot. He worked there. They hired him to help out. And I don't know how old he was. He said the markup on pizza blew his mind. That he got pissed off. That he's mad because they make so much money off of pizza. You know, it's like, dude, it's like, okay, you buy a pizza at, this is 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Wow.
40 years ago, he was telling me this. So at that time, what's a whole pie? $12?
Yeah.
So, and he's like, it probably cost him 75 cents to make that pizza.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. No, I'm not eating that shit.
Well,
I'm not spending that money.
I guess it'd be better if it was probably like, would he have been more comfortable like if it was a New York pizza, like the style that he's used to?
Well, no, that's what it wasn't. It wasn't the fact that it's from California or anything. It was just the fact that he knows how much it really costs to make a pizza and compared to what you're paying for it. And he thought he was getting ripped off, so he decided to decline paying for pizza.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, there's just some things that are worth paying for. Pizza, one of them.
Yeah. Oh,
some places, though. Not all places. Not all pizzas equal. And I haven't been back to, what do you call it, in a long time. Hey, we need to go again. We need to go back to Olive Garden. I haven't been there in a while. You like the old spaghetti factory?
I've been there once.
Yeah. You can go ahead. You can say it.
How should I say? I've got a new appreciation for Italian food. So I got to give it another try.
Okay.
I think I said this before. I got heavy into garlic in the last year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I like real heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And you know why? It's a spice. is to take care of that spice that you were getting from the red pepper flakes that you weren't able to eat.
For a minute there, I was putting garlic on everything.
Really? Wow. Well, they say garlic is an anti-inflammatory, so eat what you want, dog. You know what I mean?
You mentioned how if my wife and I share a plate now,
Yeah.
we haven't gotten there yet, but
It's getting close.
and you can't. I'll be honest with you, you couldn't tell because I'm still like heavy, but I only eat half my food. Take the other half home.
Yeah, I mean, you still end up eating it, just not
Yeah, exactly.
that night, right?
But it's like half of whatever I get is enough.
That's funny. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that age where it's like, okay, I can only eat half because the gas builds up right away. Like you're uncomfortable, you're bloated. I don't want to walk down the aisle and, you know what I mean, trying to get out and blow anybody out. You know what I mean?
We went to that new ice cream spot
What new ice cream spot?
by Whole Foods,
Bucks Whole Foods.
Palm Desert, across the street from Best Buy, the shopping center.
Oh, okay.
Headley's, I think it's called.
Is it any good?
Dude, it was slamming.
Really?
Oh, hell yes.
Do they make their own?
Yeah, they make their own. Dog.
Do they sing when you go in there and tip?
No. But dog, it was good.
What kind of ice cream they got? Like flavors? Give me
The
regular.
traditionals. What I got was a double chocolate crunch or something like that. It's just chocolate ice cream with chocolate chips, and not chips, but it's more of a chunky chips.
Right.
My wife got a banana cheesecake or something like that,
No, it sounds good.
and she said it tasted just like banana cream pie, I think is what it was,
Nice.
or something like
I'm gonna
that.
take your ass to Michoacana, bro. Have some Mexican ice cream.
But dog,
Do you
it
know?
was good.
Do you know what a gusanito is?
No.
So it's kind of like it's a cross between a zinger and a ho-ho.
Okay.
So you know the ho-hos are the ones that are wrapped up in a circle, right? And they have that white cream in it. So it's like that, but on top of the white cream, they also have like a raspberry filling in it. And well, they make ice cream like that at Michoacana. They fucking chop it up, put the gusanito in there with their vanilla ice cream. It's delicious.
They they got shakes, and then they got it was called something super shake. Maybe not super shake because I would have probably figured out what that was. But it was just another name for a shake. So I said, hey, what's that other shake? Because I like shakes myself.
I do too.
So dude, she goes, I'll be right back. And she brought a cup. And she's like, this is the shake. And let's say it's, a medium fountain drink.
Okay.
And then she busted out the other cup for the super shake. Dude, that thing was like a big gulp cup.
Holy shit.
And I was like, oh my God.
Did you order it? You
No.
probably did.
And I even thought, I was like, I couldn't even order that. I wouldn't be able to tear that back. 20 years ago, I'd have done that all day. Now, no,
It lasts you like a week, right?
yeah.
I feel you.
But it was good, man. I'll be honest with you. It was really
Headleys.
good.
All right.
I think that's what it's called.
I'm about to go try that out.
They were nice.
You think things are coming back around? People are starting to be nice again? Oh.
Certain places, I guess. Like I said, I was really surprised about the Olive Garden because we've eaten there 6 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't.
I'm craving like a crab shack place. There's one here, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I want to go. When they do like the boils where they have the crab legs.
They dump everything on your table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't eat seafood,
Oh, that's right.
but I definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you don't either, huh? Not a big seafood person, are you?
I'm offended. I love seafood.
Would you eat that? I mean, it's corn on the cob.
That's delicious.
It's like little potatoes.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all fucking heart healthy food right there. That's
Crab
middle
legs,
America.
shrimp, that shit's good.
But they dump it on your table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they put plastic and paper down. It's
That's
just not
genuine. That's how they do it.
that's real shit.
No.
Dude, I
Yes,
used to
that's how they do it.
I used to eat grass and dirt, bro. Whatever's left on that table is not gonna fucking hurt me. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
can't tell me if you went to the Olive Garden and they came and they just threw the pasta and the salad on the
Because that's
table.
not how they genuinely do it. When you
Right.
do a crab boil,
That's
the
way
whole
it's done.
thing is you throw tinfoil on the table and you dump the pot. And everybody sits around the table and eats because it's all evenly
Oh.
distributed.
Oh, everybody got their hands in it?
Yeah.
No.
Everything's so fucking spicy anyway. It's gonna kill whatever you got coming to your mouth. I'd like to go.
You can
do it.
never eat fried chicken ever again because you don't like Southern food.
I would like to
Are
go.
you crazy? I'd tear me up some chicken.
I would love to go to the South and do like a boil at somebody's fucking backyard on the bayou and shit. You know what I mean? Or some gator. And let them open up the fucking the smoker, and there's a fucking all white gator except for the head that still has got all the leather on it, and just looking back at you like, fuck, should have been here an hour ago. I almost had these fuckers.
But yeah, they do have one. I think right there in Rancho Mirage on 111 next to like Las Casuelas.
Is that Joe's Crab Shack, right? And that,
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
huh? Yeah, but this shit all that shit like frozen and been shipped to the day. No water out here. They got crab and fucking the shit that's in that boil in there, shrimp and crawdads and.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Let me ask you: can you eat shrimp that has the head on it? I think we talked about this last week.
I doubt it. I mean, I've
you
had
eat
shrimp.
seafood, yeah,
Don't get
you
me
eat
wrong. I
seafood.
mean,
I forgot.
it's not. I don't get the fascination with it.
No,
No.
it tastes delicious.
Yeah, but the thing is, to me, it doesn't really have a taste
Really?
other than the butter that you're dipping it into.
And we use garlic butter. It's even better, dude.
You see, but the shrimp doesn't have a taste per se. It's got a hint of something.
Yeah.
So
You're
to
right,
me,
it
it's like, well, what's the point? You bite into some chicken, you tasting chicken.
No. No, I think you bite into chicken, you taste whatever they put on the chicken. Because ain't nobody cook chicken without anything on it. So it's either barbecued or it's fried or it's got fucking.
No, you taste chicken.
No.
Just like you bite a burger.
Unless it's
you-
raw.
You taste the meat.
Unless it's raw chicken.
You bite a steak, you taste the steak. You bite a chop, you taste the chop.
Yeah, but nobody cooks it without seasoning. So you're tasting the seasoning, not the actual food. Just saying, man. Seasoning makes the food. Maybe you just haven't had some shrimp with some seasoning, with some Cajun seasoning. What are those people called from the bayou? There's
Cajuns?
I think so, but there's another word for them because there's a lady and even the guy that's on that show, the Swamp People or whatever, and he talks real funny like that. It's some sort of Frenchy.
Creoles?
Is it Creole? Maybe that's what it is. It's kind of a little funny. I suppose talking a little
Creoles,
like
for
that.
some reason, is ringing a bell.
Yeah, that's ringing a bell too.
Creole or Acadians?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Creole. Tear me some shit up. New Orleans scares me though. I don't know if I could do it in New Orleans. We'd have to go like,
A little farther upriver?
yeah. Have to go to like what's Mississippi's next, right? So we'd probably go do that shit in like the south of Mississippi or maybe even in the beginning there in Georgia, but I wouldn't go much
Hey,
further
Mississippi, where they got all the water problems now?
Yo, why you, man? You are just negative.
That ain't negative.
Not
That's
from the-
stating facts.
Not from the fresh river source, though. It's after the irrigation that the issues come in.
All the places you would go eat are having water issues, right?
No, we'd be going out into the cut.
Well, you talk like that all you want. You going to Mexico to go party? They got water problems too, bitch. And it's gonna be all up on their food. But you ain't a problem with that, right? We just gonna throw it out there like that, like let's keep it reals. Let's keep it for reals.
Did I tell you guys? Because you actually mentioned this, and I don't know if I actually. Let me start from the beginning.
Okay.
Remember, I ordered my daughter some furniture
Yes.
for her apartment. I ordered a TV stand.
Yes, and it came busted, and you ordered another one, and
No, it didn't come when it was supposed to.
right.
So I contacted them, and they were like, "Yes, it should have been there by now. We're gonna send you another one."
Then the next day it showed up.
So one showed up like a day later, and then another one showed up like 4 days after that, or something along those lines.
Okay.
So I had two. All right.
And then didn't you get a third one?
No, I just had the
That
two.
was something else.
So the day we went to go take it to my daughter's house, I just grabbed one of the two. Threw it in the truck. My son and I went up there, put it together. Boom, all good. I don't know if I told you this, but at one point we were putting in on the cabinet doors,
Okay.
and there were no holes for the hinges on the actual console
Okay.
to attach the hinges for the doors onto. They were just not there.
Okay.
So I actually had to kind of like freehand measure, drill some holes so the screws would go into. And it worked out.
Okay.
Cool. So we've had this other one sitting in our garage. Big old box with a TV stand. So, we're cleaning out the garage, and then my wife's like, we need to get rid of that. See who wants it, da 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 da. Well, my goddaughter said she'll take it.
Okay.
She wants it. So she picked it up the weekend that we went to the casino.
Okay.
Cool. Saturday, she texts me. She's like, we're putting together the TV console. I was like, cool. Good for you. Her and her husband.
It's missing holes.
Missing all the hardware. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. She's like, no screws, no dowels, those little wooden sticks.
Right.
No hinges. No instructions.
So what the fuck you calling me for? I didn't sell it to you.
Dog, I felt so bad. I was like, you're kidding me right now. So, as I'm texting with her, I hop online. I got it from Wayfair. So I went to my orders, saw it, clicked on it. Product no longer available. I was like, freaking great. So she's texting me, I think we can go to Lowe's and get all the parts, because you can get
Right.
all that stuff. It's universal. So she's like, so I said, cool. So luckily you could print up, or you could actually open up a PDF of the instructions.
So it gives you the size of the screw.
It tells you how many screws you are, all that, and how to put it together. So I sent it to her, and so I was like, hey, here it is. You buy all the stuff, I'll reimburse you for it. Just get it handled. Now I sit back. It pisses me off that I did this to her. Not that I did it, but And then I thought, could you imagine had I picked that box
And gone down.
and drove to LA, dragged that all the way up to her apartment, opened it up, no instructions, no hardware. Dude, I would have. Oh my God,
You would have cried. Yeah.
I'd have been pissed. Dog, oh my God, I would have went crazy.
Wow.
I would have went bananas. I'm telling you.
So did they get it? They ended up getting it all together.
I don't know. I haven't spoken to her since.
Oh, that's good. She's not gonna make you pay for it. I mean, you offered. It's not like
The screws, kid. Come on.
Well, no, I know, but
$40, $50, $60. Come on.
yeah, but that's not well. Now you got to hope that fucking Wayfair doesn't. Hey, we never got that back from you.
No, I doubt that.
And you checked your statement. They didn't charge you for both.
Correct.
Okay. You sure?
Oh yeah. Oh, I watched my money.
You checked, right?
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Speaking of my goddaughter, that I gave this TV console to.
Okay.
Let me start by asking you a question.
Great.
Do you believe in
Love? No. I'm just kidding.
Do you believe in those? I don't know. You ever heard of this show? I didn't know. What is it? I can't believe I was pregnant, or I didn't know I was pregnant.
What do you mean? Do I believe? Do I believe
that can actually happen to a woman? Didn't know she was pregnant.
I find it hard to believe that a woman doesn't know, because there's so many signs. You know what I mean? Like morning sickness, your breasts are tender, like you missed your period, like all these different things that, you know, that happen. A lot, you start to glow, like you get, like, there's all these different things that come along that you notice.
Well, I now, not that I didn't before, but I now believe that you cannot know you were pregnant, because she's welcoming a bundle of joy.
Oh, well, congratulations.
But she didn't know she was pregnant.
Is she young?
Mid-30s.
Oh, I call bullshit. The only reason why I say that is because when you're young, like, you know, most of the times when somebody tries to get over with that, they're between 16 and probably 25, maybe. Oh, I didn't know I was pregnant. They just didn't want to tell their mom and their dad. You know what I mean?
Well, she already has 2 kids.
Well, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm calling BS. Like, come on, you knew. Like, because and what I mean by that is because the other problem is that at that younger age, you know, your periods aren't the same. They don't know. They're not as regulated as when you get older. Especially after having kids, they're a lot more regular, or should be a lot more regular than when you were younger. Okay. So you should know.
Well, okay. But she didn't know. She had her cycle. And the last one, prior to her finding out, she admits now, in hindsight, it was kind of light. It's not like the ones she usually has.
Now, I'll say this, especially now you say that, like, there's got to be a point at, okay, she's 35, she's got 2 kids, she's married, I'm sure she works, she's got all these things going on in her life.
Yes, very much so.
It may be to where, yeah, she had those signals, but wasn't registering them because, A, she was like, fuck that, it can't be, and B, I don't have time for this.
Well, the way she found out was she started having sharp pains in her back, but her upper back.
Okay.
Like shoulder area.
Right.
Or just below the shoulders.
How far along was she when she found out?
Well, let's go along with the story, because it's kind of interesting.
Because those are usually...
all right, you tell me. When do you think that?
Because those are... They're what's it called when back labor? It tells you like where the baby's at, or where... damn it. It's been so long since I've... Kid shit.
I ain't never heard of no back labor.
No?
No.
Yeah, that's usually how... It's
back
usually
pains because you're pregnant, but not back labor.
That's usually where it starts.
So she was having these back pains.
Okay.
And at one point, not too long before she experienced these back pains, like a week, she actually apparently moved something heavy at work. Like, let's say a heavy table, help move it.
Okay.
So they kind of thought maybe that had something to do with it. But she didn't know, because it's like, that happened a week ago. Why would it start bothering me now?
Right. But
it was like really bothering her, to where her job was like, yo, why don't you go get checked out, because you're uncomfortable, something's not right.
Right.
So she goes to the doctor, urgent care.
Okay.
They're running tests on her. They come back and it's like, you're pregnant. That's what's going on. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm not pregnant. And they're like, no, you're pregnant. your test came back, your blood test came back positive for that, and she's like, there's no way.
Right.
She's in denial.
Right.
Because obviously she didn't
You want
plan
it, but you don't want it, and you're like, holy shit.
So it turns out she's 5 months pregnant.
Wow.
So that's like, dude.
She's 5 months pregnant. She's 35, you said mid-30s?
Yeah, 35, 36 maybe.
So, mid-30s, has 2 kids. How old is the youngest?
8.
So you have an 8-year-old. It's been 8 years, and you're gonna fucking start all over.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So by the time, she's 30, so she's 35, 45. She'll be 54 by the time her daughter graduates, or the new baby graduates high school.
So that'd be like if I had a kid in high school right now.
Yeah.
A freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a trip.
Yeah. Ooh, better start taking all them vitamins, girl.
Right, the funny thing is, and I was kind of looking at it, like her oldest is 10. She got a 10-year-old and 8-year-old.
Okay.
By the time the new baby is the youngest kid's age, the oldest will be graduating high school. She'll be 18.
Yep.
So that's a trip.
Wow, you was 10 years away from being out. And you did it again. Wow. So has she gotten over it was an accident thing and she's excited now? Or
yeah, she's very happy with it.
Good.
I mean, her kids are excited about it. Now what was the youngest, Ashlyn, she's now going to be an older sister, so she's happy about that.
Right.
Well,
until the baby comes and they're crying and blah, blah. And she getting all the attention because you ain't gonna be the baby no more. Yeah, dude. Could you imagine what would you do if you went home and your wife told you that she was pregnant? Like Randy, like you're 51.
I don't know.
And it was a freak accident, and she would. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, I don't know. And I think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
I think when I was, I don't know, because now I kind of think that now I'm with my age.
Yeah.
I'm going more into the grandparent status.
Right.
So I think I would take that attitude about it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, not, I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't give them to nobody else.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I get it, but it's one of those things that we've been through it. So we know how to play the game.
Would you be more excited about your son or your daughter coming home and saying, hey, you're going to be a grandparent, or about your wife telling you you're going to be a dad? Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good question. I think I'd prefer for my wife to tell me we were having a kid, only because I think my kids are too young to be parents yet.
Okay.
And they're really not.
Right.
But I think they still have a little bit of life to live before that happens.
Right.
So I just would prefer it to that responsibility to be put on us versus.
So isn't that crazy though? Like, daughter's 24?
Yeah.
Right around there?
Yeah.
And there's kids that are having babies at 14.
I know.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I could.
That's crazy, right? Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you, yeah. It's crazy. Would you rather come home and tell me that you're going to be a dad, Sebastian? Or me come home and tell you that you're going to be a brother?
I would first ask who the second mother is.
Okay.
That you've been hiding from me. And then I'd probably vibe. Because it happened with my other younger brother.
Right.
I was 11 when we found out that he was coming into the world.
Did it upset you?
not upset me, but I was like, that's weird. Because it's like, I'm 11.
Yeah.
Well, that too. Like,
yeah.
So, for like with my niece, you were at that time about the age that her oldest daughter is.
Yeah. So was it more
7
that?
years he was barely in kindergarten or preschool.
So was it more that you were 11 and mom got pregnant, or that it was a situation?
Yes.
More that you were 11.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Well, and it was weird because I don't know if I ever told you this, but in high school, I might have said it on the show before, probably. But in high school, I took a class that was called. Fuck it, I don't remember what it was called. But the premise of it.
Maybe the class.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
But the premise of it was the whole class picks an elementary school and picks a teacher in between like kindergarten and like third grade, right? And you go in and you're basically a teacher's aide. So you go in, you see how the teacher runs the class, and then at the end of the class, you run, or at the end of the school year, you basically run the class for a day. You plan a lesson plan and all that. I picked my youngest brother's class. So I was on my way out of high school and he was just starting, which was interesting.
Did you actually run the class for a day?
Yeah.
Did they listen to you and everything?
Yeah. Because I was with the kids all year. They were used to seeing me. And then I got to run my own lesson plan and taught the kids how to count and differentiate sizes and stuff like that.
Wow.
Because I did it with Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Mm.
That's an interesting class.
The story was more about that I was on my way out of high school and my little brother was just starting his school career.
What was I going to ask? Would you go there every day?
Yeah.
So that was like one of your hour-long classes was going there.
Yep. I'd go there. They would be fresh off of lunch, so they're high on energy. I walk in, they're all fucking excited that I'm there. And then by the time I'm leaving, they're going out to their last recess.
Was there any point at which you think that class kept you from having children up to this point?
I think it's safe. I think the NDA's out of I'm not going to say names or anything, but there was this little kid. And he was a little Mexican boy, and he didn't speak English. So one of the things that I did when I'd go in was I'd pull him, and for 20 minutes I'm doing flashcards with him, trying to get him to recognize words in English, or at least recognize what that is and then say the word in English. You know what I mean? And the whole year, I think the only thing that stuck was dog. I couldn't get any because this kid wouldn't pay attention. He didn't understand what the teacher was saying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was...
Wow.
He's about the only one. Oh, fuck, if I had a kid that was like you, I don't know how I'd do it.
You know, kids are rough at that age. There a lot of times the attention span. Now, I mean, even at like not so much with you, but brother, the attention span is so minuscule that even.
Ouch.
But back then, dude, at that age, could you imagine? Oh,
when I used to have to coach t-ball for my son,
yeah,
soccer. Oh my God, these kids are driving me up a wall. Man, killing me.
But the way that we got around their small attention spans was, I think it was every Thursday or something like that. They had different sections that they would break the class off into. I had my own, the teacher had their own, and then there was some other aide or something that had their own. And it, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes at this one, 5 at the next one, and then we're on to the next thing.
Okay.
So it was like you had 5 minutes of math table, so you'd learn how to add stuff. There was one that was just fun, which I think was the teacher's. And then mine where I had a whiteboard and I was doing words. I can't remember what the hell I was doing, but...
When you said that, did you choose that little boy, or did the teacher ask you to work with him?
She asked me to work with him.
She's like, hey,
she said, how would you feel about doing it? I'm down.
I noticed your last name was Lopez.
She was Southern, but not like that.
Like,
she wasn't a racist Southern.
I don't mean nothing by it. I was just kind of wondering if you would work with Pepe. he need to kind of get involved in learning how to speak Old English. So I thought maybe you could help him out. You up for it, Sebastian? That would be wonderful.
Did your school also do like? Because I've only seen this in movies and on TV, where you had to take like a doll home.
Yes,
you had to do that.
Was that not me? There was, I think it was the same teacher. There were two teachers that did like the home ec. There was one teacher that did strictly home ec, and then my teacher that was for that class did I can't remember what that class is called, but she did that class. Foods and nutrition, which I also did with her. And then she had early child development. And the early child development class, she gave them a sack of flour that they that they decorated and had to carry around school for a week.
Man.
And at the end of the week, if they didn't have the thing, it failed. If it had like a cut in it or something like that, it failed. Like, I'm just glad I didn't have to do that shit.
Yeah, we didn't have to do.
No.
Nobody did any shit like that, right?
No.
They did do.
Well, back in your day, it would have been like an egg, right? They would have just done an egg. You keep it for the day, and then if by the end of the day it's over.
They did do like where people got married, though, right? Like they had fake marriages. There was a teacher that married like a bunch of students in right there in front of was it the senior center, the senior circle, right there in front of the offices? In front of the library?
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember what you're talking about now.
I can't remember who it was, the teacher that he married a bunch of people, and he would do it every year. Because they kind of did that same thing, but it was like a fake marriage, and you had to figure out.
Well, in junior high, yeah, Raymond Creed, I think it was like the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Well, yeah, they had that. Mm-hmm.
You got like married type deal. They had like a, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I remember Sadie Hawkins dance was just, you guys probably called it reverse dance, right?
Well, that's what they called it.
They called it Sadie Hawkins,
yeah.
Where the girl had to ask you to the dance. That never went.
I got hitched at one of those dances.
Shouldn't have said that. We're gonna start getting fucking letters. Tell Tony I have our marriage certificate still.
Oh boy!
But back in high school, I think our craziest thing was cutting up the frogs.
Oh yeah, we did worms.
That was middle school for me.
Really?
It was frogs. We did squid. I think that was it.
Luckily, our class didn't get to that point. It was one of those things that we were supposed to do it and we just never got to it. Because I don't think I could have handled that.
We had to do. I don't like worms. They wanted us to do worms.
Oh yeah,
I missed out. I missed like a week of school that class. My mom they didn't know I wasn't going to it, but fuck that. And then we had to do frog. I fucking hated that. The smell of that formaldehyde.
It was weird mixed with the dead frog. Yeah, it was weird.
Weird smell, right?
Yeah, I vividly remember that smell.
Yeah.
The squid one was cool though. I kept the spine. That was pretty sick.
Squid has a spine?
Mm-hmm. You know, I took photography.
Oh, I did too. And that smelled too.
Yeah. But you know,
the red room?
Yeah.
Yeah. We develop our pictures, put it on paper.
Yep.
But it's just amazing how that's what it took to get a picture.
Yep.
And what we do, and what these kids today don't even bother to print it up.
Right. It just stays all on a digital file.
Remember, you used to have to take your roll of film to Thrifty.
Oh, yeah.
And wait 2 weeks.
And then you'd have to go back and it was like this, you're flipping through, my pictures aren't here. Let me go, nope, they're not there either. And man, I dropped off a roll last week. It's not there yet. What's your last name? We're doing some now. And then it went to 1 hour photo. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, when my dad passed away, it's been 4 years now?
Yeah.
Wow, 4 years.
And 3 for grandma.
Oh, no, it's only been 2 years for grandma.
Oh, I thought they died 1 year apart. You're right, it was 2.
When my dad passed away and we were going through his stuff, he still had fucking 35 millimeters that were developed.
Really?
Yeah. And where do you take them?
Oh my, that's true.
Where do you take them to get developed now? And who knows if the film's any good anymore? You know what I mean? Like, it's probably all brittle and fucking. My dad used to have fucking. My dad was a perv. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, he had fucking. So he had this 8mm camera that was given to him, and he filmed shit like he would do, you know, like family shit that he filmed, right? We had films from when we were out and at Parker Dam, and we would go to this place called El Hoyo, the hole. And I told you about it, because my uncle worked there at the dam. You'd go, instead of going right across it, you'd go left, and you'd go back to basically like a lagoon that they dug out at the Colorado River for the employees of the dam. So they didn't have to go down to the river. They would just go to the lagoon. And it was all, you know, had benches and all this shit, and it was a big wall. So, you know, we'd go out there for Easter, and fucking bunch of Mexicans. It was always fucking a bunch of beer and a bunch of guns and shit. So they would drink, and then they would send us up the hill to set up the bottles. And we'd run down, and they'd shoot the bottles. And by the time they were done, they'd go, "Yeah, go put this up there." And next thing you know, we're running back up the fucking hill. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh,
How big of a perv your dad was.
so he had. So he would have films.
Oh, trust me. Good Lord.
He had films of that. And then he had films of the flood that happened out here like in 75. So it flooded so bad because there was no houses. So, and the dike that they had wasn't built the way it is now. So when the water would come down, there was nothing stopping it. And it would be a good 6 inches of mud in front of the door.
Wow.
All the way out to the street, right? So, and that was before my dad had a fence up, like it was just trees and just a big nasty situation, right? So he'd had films of that. Well, he would work with this lady and a couple other people up in these really expensive community up in Palm Springs, right? Highfalutin houses and shit. And they would give him shit. That's where he got the camera. Well, the camera came with film. And they were amateur porn, like they were homegrown porn that these people had. And you know, my dad they would leave the town, and I'd pull it out, and you can only pull it out so much because you got to be able to reel it back, and all kinds of shit. Like, you'd have those little keychains where it was a woman and the dude had a boner, and you'd move it and it looked like he was humping the chick. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He had this.
I do remember like pens.
Yeah.
They, it was a chick in like a bathing suit.
Oh yeah, you turn it upside down. Okay. Yeah, he had those. Do you remember a magazine back in the day called Sex to 60s?
No.
So it was like prior to like. In the midst of Playboy and Hustler during that era when they first started, they did like hand-drawn comics. And it was all pervy, sexual shit. And it was just a magazine. And they were probably about that thick. And it was kind of like Mad Magazine-ish kind of drawings, right? They weren't great. They weren't like supposed to turn you on or anything. It was just funny sexual cartoons in a book. Tons of those fucking things, dude. All the time. And they're all here. Oh, here we go. I sit there and fucking go through them and we're reading. And like, I would laugh and then I'd be like, and I'd hand it back because I didn't know what the fuk I was laughing at, but everybody else was laughing, so you got to laugh. You know what I mean? You got to be one of the guys. So I hand it back to him or whatever. And I remember in his office he had this was this little barrel. It was a guy, and he had the shoulder straps with the barrel over him and his little hat on, and you'd pick up the barrel and his his thing would pop out. He had one of those. He had all kinds of crazy shit like that though, dude. Like, it's fucking amazing. The shit, like
when you name these magazines, I remember when I lived in New York, the first type of those magazines that I picked up was a Hustler. Okay, and Hustler was raunchy.
Hustler was different.
Dude. I haven't thought about this in decades. And just you mentioning these magazines.
Right.
I still remember the picture that I saw. And it grossed me out.
Okay.
So if you don't want to hear this, skip about 30 seconds because it's nasty. It was a photo of if I remember right, it was like the desert, but no shrubs or any type of landscaping, just straight white sand.
Okay.
And it was a picture of a dude walking towards the camera, but you could tell he's at a distance.
Okay.
And it might have been a car behind him, so like he got out of the car, he was supposed to be walking towards the camera.
Okay.
And all you saw was the backside of a naked woman. And so like the camera was like beneath her. And so the camera, she was urinating in like a martini glass.
Okay.
So all you saw was like the urine coming down into a martini glass with him like kind of walking towards her like she was making him a drink.
You know what she was making him?
What?
A lemon drop.
And it came full circle, I guess.
I fucking patiently waited. I was like, oh yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
And you know what's funny? You and him both walked into it.
Right?
That magazine was, yeah.
I don't know why that was that gross. I thought you were going to talk about.
Oh, dude, I was like 8. I still lived in New York.
I wouldn't. At 8, I don't know why that would have bothered you that much. Like, you know what I mean? Why would that bother you that much at 8?
A girl urinating into a glass?
Yeah. I think that would be more like, oh, what's that? Okay. Why is she doing that?
Yeah, oh yeah, okay. That's what I'm thinking. That's nasty. Why is she doing that? But the fact that I can still remember it vividly, because I remember the stack was behind like a bed.
Let me ask you a question. At that age and now, when you look at a picture like that, can you hear it? Like the water hitting the cup and the sprinkling, and I like, you know what I mean? Like, because that kind of picture is supposed to invoke.
It's been well past 30 seconds, by the way, for these people that are coming back now.
I don't go.
It doesn't take you there?
No. I don't think if I saw that right now.
You say take it there like that's a positive experience.
I don't think I would think about that, no.
No? Did you like Hustler?
The very few times that I saw it, probably not. No.
Did you like Playboy more? I know the articles, whatever.
I didn't frequent those magazines, if that's what you mean.
Why not? I'm just kidding. The funny part is, you're like, fuck yeah, why didn't I? Well, they were the first ones. Like, if I remember correctly, they used to have a Bush of the Month club.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Where girls would send in dudes would send in pictures of their girlfriends and their mufflers, and see who had the best muff in that issue. No muff too tough, my friend.
I remember I was a Madonna fan. I thought she was good looking. I liked her music.
Right.
This is the Like a Virgin era.
Did you find her sexcapades, I guess, or her pushing her sexuality out there? Did that entice you at all? Or was it just more her music and her style?
No, I think the way she dressed and stuff got my attention.
So her being provocative. Right?
Yeah, but this is like when she was still starting off, so it's not like later on when she was just crazy with it.
Yeah,
she was more, when she dressed up in the wedding outfit and had the push-up bra and stuff like that.
Right.
So if you remember, somehow she had naked photos that wound up in Playboy.
Correct.
And so at the time I was 15, and I remember going into a liquor store with somebody, and this person kept the cashier busy so I could go sneak and check out the magazine. And it was such a disappointment.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Why?
Because she didn't shave her armpits or anything.
Oh, yeah,
and it was just like, oh, no. Because I'm expecting what I see on the album cover to be naked.
Right.
Not 10 years before that. Where she still not only did she not pluck her eyebrows, but she didn't shave her armpits.
She was all fucking...
Oh, man. It was disappointment. Speaking of disappointment, I've been meaning to tell you this for a while. The last time we went to LA, on the way back, I made it a point to go to Boston Market to use that gift card you guys gave me.
Oh, nice. And you used to, I used to tell you how terrible that place was, and you bragged about that shit.
I gave you Chick-fil-A.
You gave me the Boston Market?
Yeah, we gave it to him that first year for his birthday.
It was such a letdown.
Really?
Yeah. That place has got... there's a reason... I mean... Yeah, there's a reason
why there's only 3 left in the country?
Yeah, dude, it was bad. It was a Sunday. We found it. Took a little bit longer to get there than I thought it was. It's near the Ontario Mills Mall.
Okay.
But it's like actually further up.
Oh, shit.
It's like off of Route 66.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So... it took a minute to get there. Again, I just thought it was right off the freeway. But
what do you normally get when you go?
Chicken carver sandwich.
Okay.
Mac and cheese and cornbread.
What was the biggest disappointment out of the 3 of those things?
They didn't have no chicken sandwiches.
Well, I mean, you did go on a Sunday, so I can understand that.
Why?
Church, bro. People go to church and they'll either go to breakfast or they'll go do something like that.
Let me tell you. We walked into the place. First, I thought the spot was closed.
Because it was dead.
Because it was dead. And when I say dead, I'm talking nobody was there. The landscaping around the spot was like hadn't been kept up.
I've been trying to tell you, but you all know that place is blue, whoop, whoop.
So we walked in, and we walked in through a door that wasn't the front, like by the display and everything. It was like a side door. I opened it, and dude, I swear to God, the worker looked at us like, "Oh my God, somebody's actually walking in." Like,
with an air of excitement.
Well, they were probably getting ready to go home. What time did it close? What time you show up?
We showed up like at 11.
In the early, like afternoon?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, dude, we go. I swear to God.
How the fuck were they out of chicken at 11 in the morning?
No, they weren't out of chicken. They were out of bread. They didn't have bread for the sandwiches.
How the fuck you out of bread at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly. All those ovens in the back, that the rotisserie for the chickens, none of them were on. Nothing in them. I swear to God, the last time I've been to a Boston Market, I could almost swear that the display in the front
was
very long and full. This was like 2 carts, maybe even just 1, like windows.
Right.
Hardly had anything in it. I asked for the chicken sandwich. She's like, "We don't have any bread. Sorry." Da da da. So I was like, "All right, well, just give me, a chicken, mac and cheese, no cornbread." To this point, I still don't know where she got the chicken from. Because again, there were none being cooked.
She probably had a couple that they bought from Walmart.
Probably, dude. Oh, it was so bad.
Really?
So disappointing.
Wow. Well, at least it wasn't your money that you spent on it, though.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Look at it on the bright side.
At least I got closure. It's not the best closure. It's not what I was looking forward to. But at least I know, yeah, that's done and over with.
When that happened and you took the bite of the chicken and you knew that it was over, did you be like, fuck, man.
Well, we took it home.
Now I got to tell Mingo he's ready again. Fuck.
We took it home. We didn't eat there. And that was the original plan to begin with. But, it was just the back end. It was all bad.
There used to be a Boston Market in Bakersfield when we lived there, and that place was fucking bumping all the fucking time.
Dude, out here, we had like 2 or 3.
Really?
3. We had one in Cat City by my house, off of Day Palm, in front of Cardenas, and now it's a round table.
Oh yeah.
There was one in Palm Desert, and then there was one in La Quinta.
You just all went to shit, huh?
I don't know what happened to them.
Or well, I remember something. There was something that happened with that company. There was something that had gone on that made that happen. I can't remember what it is. It was something to do with either the business or something was going on. I don't remember exactly what it is, so I don't want to put no bullshit out there. Just if I remember correctly, there was something about the business that made it.
Wasn't Boston Market on Undercover Boss?
Was it?
I think so.
Could be.
I mean, but they had their own line of frozen foods for a minute.
Don't they still have that at the grocery store?
They might. I don't know.
They do at Gelson's. Those were the candies that we bought.
Really?
Candies?
Yeah. Or is that
Boston
something
Market
else that I'm
candy?
thinking of?
Well, yeah, because Boston Market's just food, really.
No, they got a fucking website like they're killing it though. They got pot pies, they got bundles, shit they cater.
Matter of fact, I think my old lady wanted a pot pie. They didn't have any.
Maybe it was just the one that you went to, bro.
It's quite possible.
I mean, you got all these ones that are fucking franchised out. You know what I mean? Maybe.
And the one the employee that looked at us like in shock that we were walking in.
Yeah.
She was the only one working. It was, dude.
Really? That's weird. It must have not been doing very good for a while then, because that don't sound right at all. Shit, dude, you should have gone to the one in Costa Mesa. That one's probably closer.
Costa Mesa?
Yeah.
Tripping.
Costa Mesa's closer than
Ontario?
Yeah.
Ontario's on the way home from LA.
So's Costa Mesa.
No, it ain't. Costa Mesa is like by Orange County. In Orange County.
What am I thinking of then? What's there just past Rancho Cucamonga? Claremont? Is that what it is? Is that where the mall's at?
What mall? It's Riverside.
The Claremont Mall.
Why is that ringing a bell? Claremont.
It's a big mall. There used to be a car dealership right there, and I don't remember who the fuck it was. If it was
Claremont. Why is that ringing a bell?
Because the Claremont Mall, fool. We used to go there all the time. I don't remember if it was
Claremont.
I want to say
Montclair.
There you go.
Montclair.
Because there's two right there. There's Montclair and there's something else that's right there. And I want to say, is it Costa? I want to say it's Costa Mesa. Dude.
No, Costa Mesa is
What am I thinking
in
of?
Orange County. It's by Irvine.
Damn. I don't know then.
Montclair got a mall. It's Ontario, Montclair. I don't know what else is over there.
Because that area, I want to say was with Manny. There was somebody was messing with a girl in that area. It was either you, Manny. It wouldn't have been Mo, or it was after all that, and it was my boy Johnny. Those are the only people I could think of that would have been in that area.
My stomping ground stopped at Redlands.
Okay, so it would have
As
been
far
you
as
then.
I went, if I remember right.
I want to know what the fuck is right there, because what am I thinking of, son?
If I'd have known, I'd have stopped you on your fucking bullshit an hour ago.
Because it's like I'll look it up.
I know, get me wrong,
Clearview.
man. You might have had somebody further out. But I don't know.
But it's like,
I know. But again,
Chula Vista, Chino.
my furthest was Redlands. I think. Although Manuel had a cousin in Victorville, I tried to hook something up with.
In Victorville?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that didn't work out.
What's her name?
I don't remember.
Man, you terrible at this game, dog. Jesus.
Manuel's cousin. That's the only way I knew her.
Yeah, because it's all that area. Maybe it was Manny because it's right next to Pomona and shit. Azusa was right there. Azusa's all in that area. Maybe it was my cousin because we should go out there for Volkswagen parts in Azusa. I don't know. There was a big fucking Volkswagen place in Azusa. We would go there for parts. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too much. That shit was way too fucking long ago. There's no way I'm gonna recall that shit, no matter how hard I try. What do you got going on this weekend?
Well, it was going to be in the shout out section,
Oh,
but going to a wedding.
well, I'm getting married now.
Robert's youngest daughter, his third child.
Oh shit!
Her wedding's this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. That sounds like it's going to be some fun.
What is it?
And we got invited to the after rehearsal dinner on Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So are you in the wedding?
No.
And you got to go to the rehearsal dinner?
Hope if we make it in time.
Yeah.
Because we're going after work on Friday.
Right.
He's leaving Friday day. So I don't know if we'll be pulling up, hopefully around 6, 7 o'clock.
So they're getting married Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. I'm going out to, where was that casino at?
It's right here, 2 minutes away, like we discussed last week.
No, there's one in, it's right outside of Menifee. Ron White's going to be there. You know, that is the alcoholic. He likes to drink whiskey and talk shit, smoke a cigar on stage. White hair, used to be with the blue collar. You know you a redneck if...
Larry the Cable Guy?
That's that. Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy's that one. Larry the
Bill
Cable
Engvall.
Guy. Bill Engel.
Engvall?
Engel? Yeah, something like that.
He's funny.
He's one of those guys.
I thought it was a snowboarder,
Who?
Ron White. He ain't the dude with the red hair, is Olympic snowboarder.
Oh, what the fuck is his name? Sean White.
Yeah,
That's who you're thinking of. That's red hair kid.
it's close though. So he's having a comedy show out there, so we're gonna go check him out. Be cool.
The rehearsal dinner, or the dinner after rehearsal, I should say,
Right.
is like walking distance from where we're staying at my daughter's crib.
Oh, nice.
It's like on the same street.
Oh shit.
It's just like my daughter's like in the residential side of the street,
Right.
and the restaurant's in the industrial side of the street, the retail side of the street.
Oh, so is your daughter going to dinner?
Yeah.
Right on.
I just don't know if we're gonna walk or not,
Oh.
because it's a 15-minute walk. But by the time you get the car, find parking, drive there, it might be an
hour
let's
drive?
say 5-minute drive, but between parking and stuff like that, it might be 15 minutes.
Well, and then you got to pay for parking and all
Yeah.
that. If you're already there, dude, just walk. You're good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to tell people to walk anywhere, but fuck yeah, dude.
And I forgot where the actual wedding is, but it's still in the downtown area, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like we're right there.
Yeah, and they're doing it big then, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, nice. Very, very interesting. Dope. What do you got going on this weekend?
You're not going with him?
No. I don't like Ron White.
Not a fan of him.
Wow.
He gonna go with you to the rehearsal dinner.
Hell no, I'm not going nowhere.
Who you going with?
It's me and my sister. She got me tickets for my birthday, so we're gonna
Wow.
go out there and do that.
Manifee? Where's that at?
Menifee, it's like
Ain't that by Temecula?
yes. There's a Harrah's out there. Harris Desert Resort or something like that.
Really?
That's where he's going to be. There's there's a lot of people that go, a lot of celebrities that are going there and doing
Stay
shit.
tonight?
No, I got to work the next morning, so we're just going to drive out there and come back.
What time is the show at?
Like 6,
Damn.
6, 7, maybe 8.
Burning the candle at both ends,
I'll
kid.
sleep on the way back. She can drive. She off on weekends. I got to work. It'll be cool.
You gonna dress properly?
With shorts and my fucking shirt, my Sideshow shirt. Hell yeah! Am I gonna dress properly? God damn! Now I need a clothing police too.
Dog, speaking of clothing
Fashion
police, dog,
Huh?
I saw Robert in a suit for his daughter's wedding.
Nuh-uh.
Dog, he's looking proper.
Oh, I thought you were gonna clown.
No. Because he's looking right. 3-piece suit, got it tailored. Dog, he's looking right.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, because he FaceTimed me. And I was like, holy
Was because
shit.
he was asking you how to tie a tie?
No, it was in regards to the sleeves.
Oh,
that
the
was
cuffs.
tailored. But I was like, man, look at you. It ain't baggy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Fucked up. It's fucked up.
He was looking right. I was like, man, I'm happy for that guy. Look at that, growing up.
Right? Holy shit. That's crazy. Well, good for him though.
Yeah, he's happy about it. He's really happy about it.
He's coming out the other end.
I mean,
of
he
the
should
bullshit.
be, but, you know.
Yeah, of course. So this is his youngest daughter, you said, right?
His youngest daughter is third kid. He's got 3 girls and a boy. The boy's the youngest.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying now. I was like, wait, what? But I got you. I figured it out. Golden. All right. Any final words, Sebastian?
I'm good.
Tony?
Congratulations to Sam and Gio for the wedding.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Erica for Bailey Ray coming in 4 more months.
Yeah, congratulations.
I think that's it. Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Hey, thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. Love you. And we'll see you next week.